Avani, what finally brought the PM's resignation?
Well, Bev, this is a historic moment in Sri Lankan politics. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa resigning after weeks and weeks of daily protests, people coming out every single day in the capital, Colombo, demanding political and systemic change. Now, Mahinda Rajapaksa is part of a family dynasty. It's held power for the large part of the last 20 years. And even just a couple of months ago, you could not have predicted that one member of that family would ever have stood down in this way. But there has been so many people calling for this amid the country's economic crisis. People are at breaking point in Sri Lanka because the country can't afford to import basic goods, things like food, fuel, as well as medicine into the country because it is in such major debt to foreign countries like China, India, as well as private companies as well. Now, just last month, Sri Lanka announced that it was going to default on those debts, $51 billion worth of money that it said it was going to suspend paying back. It's now in talks with the International Monetary Fund, and politicians were hoping that those talks and those moves to get some kind of foreign bailout would appease these protesters, but they have been crucially standing firm within their calls for some sort of change. Now, in the last couple of hours, Mahinda Rajapaksa offered a letter of resignation to his brother, the president, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and that is going to lead to a chain of events. Once the president, or if the president accepts that letter of resignation, then it will lead to the whole cabinet falling apart and standing down automatically as well. So certainly a major development here in South Asia.
Avani, his brother, the president, as you point out, has also been called upon to stand down. He's refusing to do that. Do you think he'll be able to withstand the pressure once his brother goes?
That's right, Bev. The president has been pushed to stand down by these protesters. I've been out there in Sri Lanka speaking to these demonstrators in Colombo, and the mantra that you hear every day, every hour is "Go home, Gota," which is a slogan calling for the president, who has the most power in Sri Lanka, to stand down. Now, no doubt the Rajapaksa family is hoping that a concession prize of asking the Prime Minister to step down will appease those protesters, make them happy. But at this stage, it's not clear whether that will actually make them happy enough to stop the demonstrations that have been going on every day. And in the last couple of days, those protests have really escalated. They were largely peaceful for the last couple of months, but Sri Lanka has now declared a state of emergency over the weekend. Today, it declared a curfew, which gives sweeping powers to security forces. That's led to tear gassing, and earlier today, Sri Lankan protesters who are against the government were met with pro-Rajapaksa groups who attacked them, and now there are reports that more than 100 people have gone to hospital injured in those clashes. So things are really escalating. There's a lot of desperation on the streets, and no doubt people will still continue to ask for more political change in the vein of the president being forced to stand down next.